Should you change for someone you love? And would you expect them to change for you? Now this one for me really gets down to self-love. Loving the person that you are and feel comfortable in your own skin. The short answer is no, you shouldn't. I'll tell you why. Why I think so. We spend most of our lives trying to be good enough, feel confident in who we are, and when you finally decide to settle down with someone and when you're in a relationship, that relationship should bring out the best in you and not bring out self-doubt. That being said, when you're in love with someone, they're likely to be the person that you spend the most time around, and you just love to be around that person, and you're around them all the time, right? So of course it's naturally for you to absorb some of their characteristics or the way that they say things or stuff like that, little things, and the way you think also. I mean, you affect each other positively, hopefully, and you take some of each other's good stuff, if that makes sense. Probably also some of the bad. I mean, get some bad habits as well, but obviously you're gonna absorb some of their stuff. And we're not always conscious about it, but this is just something that happens when you're around a person for a long time. This is where I think it's great. It's great to learn from your partner or from a friend or whoever you're in a relationship with. It's great that they can open your mind to new ideas, and you'll probably start to look at things a different way and experience things differently and be open to new experiences. Me, for example, I would want a partner that is more spontaneous because I kind of lack that. So for me, that would be a positive thing if I would inherit some of his good habits, like being more spontaneous. On the other hand, if you look at it like this, I'm extremely introverted and shy, and I deal with anxiety. So say I am really in my head this day and he wants to go out bowling with his friends, and he really wants me to be there because it's important for me to meet his friends and be around them and be social and all that, and he's really social and he really wants to do this. Now, of course, I would understand that, but I also know how a bad day could be for me, and either I would just really not want to go on that specific day if it's that bad, or if I do go, I'm just not gonna be able to bring my A game. I'm not gonna be the life of the party. I'm gonna be a little bit more in the back. I'm gonna be a little bit more quiet. And of course I'll be nice. I'll be nice to your friends, and I'll say hi, and I'll socialize, but I'll also need a little bit of a break. Like sometimes a day like that could just overwhelm me, and then when I get home I need to kind of reload, and I just need a little bit of me time. If he doesn't understand that part of me, and if that's a part of me he would want me to change, then I couldn't be with him. You know what I'm saying? That for me is not love. You shouldn't change for the people you love. Don't get me wrong, the fact that I get anxiety is not a good thing for me. It's definitely something I would want to change. I would want him to change it for me, and I would want me to want to change it for him, but it's just not realistic. You know what I'm saying? And this is kind of the thing. If you're in a relationship with someone, or if it doesn't even have to be in a relationship, it can be like mom and daughter or sibling relationship or friends. If you love someone, you accept all sides of them, and you accept that they sometimes work differently than you and that they need time on some things that you don't. My friend, for example, I have a friend who is really good about this whole anxiety thing, and she's also super supportive. She doesn't understand it necessarily because she has never experienced it like I have, but she's always super supportive, and she makes sure she writes me, and you know, and on the days where I just kind of disappear and I take 5 days in a row where I don't really respond to my phone, and she can see that I'm on Instagram doing my Auroras Angels posts, but I'm not replying to her text messages. She has learned not to take that personally, and instead she'll check up on me and be like, hey, how are you doing? Don't feel don't feel like you have to write me back right now, but like I'm thinking of you. Or she'll send little quotes and stuff like that, thinking that that's probably how I'm feeling right now. And things like that, that really helps. And that to me is like what love is about. It's about loving someone no matter what. There's not an if. Or if there's a problem or a situation with your partner that you don't like, and you can't look past this mistake. Say that you don't like that he chews too loud, or something more serious. That's valid enough reasons. Like, no matter what it is, how serious or small it is, if you don't like the way the relationship is going, and if you don't like what your partner has to offer, then you have every right to leave the situation or the relationship and be like, I'm sorry, but that's not for me. This is not what I'm looking for. And then you probably have something that your partner is not satisfied with as well. The thing is, if it's actually something you want to change about them, that like if you actually think like, I need to change this about them, if I just do this, then he would be perfect. If he was more romantic, he would be perfect. Then that's not up to you, you know, that's up to him. And compromise is a big part of a relationship. You compromise for the people you love, and if you really love them, and I mean, obviously you'll work differently. People are not the same, especially if you find yourself and you're in a relationship. Often opposites attract. And you'll have to compromise. You'll have to compromise on the way that you look at things and the way that, you know, you do things. And sometimes it's how you love. Like, their love language is gifts, and others are words. And if you're someone who needs to hear words and your partner just keeps giving you gifts, I mean, gifts are not bad, but you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we need different things. The thing is, if you can't compromise that, if that is not enough for you, then you have every right to leave a relationship and be like, I'm sorry, but this is just not enough for me. It's nothing about you, but we just work differently. The thing is, you can't ask a person to change. And I think a lot of women, probably also men, go into a relationship in the beginning thinking, but I'll change him. And a lot of time with women, it's like, oh, he's such a player, and I'll be the girl who changed him, and he'll change for me. And then it's also kind of like, oh, then it's special and romantic, right? Then he changed for you, and it like... But that's just not the case. Of course, people can change, and other people can make that influence so that you change. So of course, a guy who used to be a player, hooked up a lot, can change if he meets the right girl. But that's a different scenario. If he meets you and he's a player when he meets you, and he's a player in the beginning of the relationship, girl, you cannot change him. That is not a thing. You just have to have enough self-love for yourself to leave that situation if that's not a good scenario and a good situation for you, which, let's be honest, that's not a good scenario for anyone. Some relationship people change, and they really try to suppress themselves and how they really are, and they end up just not being happy, and you won't live a fulfilled life like that. We spend enough of our life trying to finally accept who we are and teach ourselves that we're good enough, because the world and our parents and society and everything has taught us that we're never good enough and there's always more. So when you're finally with someone that you love, it should be because they see how great you are for you, and because they appreciate you just the way you are. And any changes made to you or for you to them should be positive, and should be about you guys helping each other and bringing you up to another level, and like making you guys goals and kicking the world's ass together and just like be partners in crime. It shouldn't be about tearing each other down. There's enough about that in this whole world. Love is about uplifting each other and making positive changes. But if it's a change inside you, or to change how you look, or any type of way that would just make you feel sad, then no, don't. always change for you. Change if you're unhappy or if you're unhealthy, or if you know that something isn't good for you, then sure, make a change, do it for you, but never change for someone else, period. And only make positive changes together, uplift each other, and yeah, make some good stuff. Love can create a lot of good stuff, you know, and yeah, kick some ass, you know. Even if you change your partner and he agrees to it because he just doesn't want to lose you, eventually he will resent you for it, and it's just not good for the two of you in the long haul, and it's definitely not good for the person changing, because that's not living a life of who you really are. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting topic, because I think a lot of people want to change for their partner or for the people that they love, because they want to make them happy and they want to stay with them, and they don't want to have any troubles. They just want a perfect, smooth relationship. But no relationship is like that. There's always gonna be bumps. But again, relationship is about compromising, love is about compromising, and you will be better for it, you and your partner. And you should never change for someone you love, and you should never ask someone to change for you. You can motivate them, you can inspire them, which you already do, I'm sure, but yeah. Don't tell your boyfriend to lose weight, okay? Don't go into a relationship thinking you can change a person. Don't go into a relationship assuming that, oh, but he will get more romantic later on in the relationship. Oh, but he'll probably stop texting girls when we've been together for 3 months. Like, no, you know? You can't change someone. It is who they are. And even if they try to suppress it, it will eventually resurface. So yeah, it's not good. Get rid of that stuff. That was all for this video. See you later. Bye.